Hello my YouTube friends, today I'm going to show you how to make your webcam look like a pro camera in OBS. Kind of like this DSLR, or at least as close as we can get it. So let's get to it! If you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better YouTuber, subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you don't miss any new content. Webcams are generally thought to be pretty bad cameras, and honestly, that impression is well earned. They don't do that well in the dark, and they're kind of poor at best at getting the right colors right out of the box. You gotta really fiddle with them. But with a little tweaking, you can make these cameras look pretty good in OBS. A few more steps and you may even fool people into thinking you're using a DSLR. If we want to fool people into thinking your webcam is a DSLR, it's not easy, but we can get pretty close. One of the big keys is lighting. Good lighting can make a bad camera look a lot better, and sometimes you have to play with the lights to get them to look the way you want. I use a set of these Viltrox VL200 lights. They come in a set of 3 with stands and power, and even this cool remote. The best part is they won't break the bank. They're about 200 bucks. There's a link in the description if you want to check them out. And of course, you can use any lights. I did for a long time, but these things make it so easy. So let's jump into OBS and I'm gonna show you how to do this. Here we are in OBS, and the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add my DSLR in here so that we have something to be able to compare what the webcam looks like. So I'm going to drop this down, select my cam link for my DSLR, and set this up properly with the right resolution and all that fun stuff. Going to add in my microphone and click OK. And there we go. That's what my DSLR looks like. And as you can see, it's pretty nice looking. I have this set up perfectly for my DSLR. The lighting is exactly what I'm looking for. So now let's add in our webcam. I'm going to go to video capture device once again in a separate scene. I'm going to call this one webcam and click OK. And there it is. It's my USB webcam. Now just so you know, this is a cheap knockoff webcam. It is nothing special at all. And you know, this is probably what you're going to get. Now when you're zoomed out like this, it looks pretty good. It's not horrible. It's certainly not as clear. But let's select configure video. I'm going to go in here, and you want to make sure that your focus and your exposure are not checked as auto in the video configure. Now you can adjust your focus and set it to whatever you want, but this just means it's not going to constantly be trying to focus or anything during the video, which if you have a webcam, it will tend to do. If you move your hands closer to the camera or something, you're going to get all kinds of stuff. Then I'm going to change the exposure, and I like to turn this down a little bit, but this is really dependent upon your lighting. If your lighting is good, you can turn that down just a little bit and make it look nice. Then I'm going to go to video processing amplifier, or video proc amp. And you can adjust your brightness, your contrast, the hue of your images, and all of these features to make your image look as natural as possible. And this makes these changes directly on the webcam. Now you might notice down in the bottom corners or the edges, we're getting a lot of snow and that sort of stuff. And this is something that's going to happen if you don't have proper lighting, or the right lights set up for your camera. In my case, my lighting is set up for my DSLR, which means that it's probably not as bright as my webcam would like it to be. The way to fix this problem obviously is brighter lighting, and then you can just adjust the brightness and the exposure in this menu to fix it. Now me personally, I'm not going to move my lighting around just to do this. We're going to deal a little bit with the snow that we're getting. Now we have it all kind of adjusted up, and if I switch back and forth between my DSLR and my scene, there we go. You can see the coloring is not half bad. I still look a little bit washed out. Obviously, the view is huge comparatively. So if I just crop this image up a little bit, I'll move it in so that it's cropped similar to my DSLR. And the camera position is obviously a little different, so we're not going to get it perfectly, but we'll just crop this up so it's similar to my DSLR. Now you can see that looks pretty good. When I expand it out a little bit, well, it gets a little bit more on the blurry side. And this is where some sort of an overlay or something like that would come in, so that you don't have to have your camera so large or expand it like that if you don't want to show parts of the view. And we don't generally have that problem with the DSLR, but you're going to have that problem here a little bit. Next, we're going to go and we're going to right click on webcam, and we're going to go into filters, and I'm going to go to color correction. and we're gonna click OK. And now I can go in here and I can adjust these colors even further. I can adjust the contrast, the brightness, the saturation, and everything else to make it look exactly how I want. And you can see that the actual preview image looks fantastic because it's in a much lower resolution. And this is why a good overlay might be what you're looking for if you want to adjust how this looks, because when you make it smaller on your screen, it's not going to appear to be so washed out and grainy. Or if you don't do what I do and crop it up, if your background covers the entire area, you're probably going to be much happier with the final result. But you can mess around and adjust these. Generally speaking, the only thing I usually touch here would be the maybe a little bit of contrast, the brightness, and the saturation. So there we go. That's adjusted so it looks pretty similar in the coloring and everything else, and it's not half bad. Maybe I should be a little closer on my DSLR so I'm not all blurry, but that's just the way it is. Now that looks pretty good, but you really don't get the same depth of field on a webcam as you do on a DSLR. So I'll show you how to fake it. And to do that, you want to use a portable green screen. There's a link in the description to the one I use if you want to check it out. So what I want to do is I'm going to remove this webcam so we can set it all up again with the green screen, so that all of our stuff is oriented towards making the green screen look as good as we possibly can. I'm going to add a camera. We're going to call it webcam, and I'm going to go through the usual steps of setting it up. I'm going to turn it to custom, change the resolution to 1920 by 1080, and I will scroll down here to the bottom and select my microphone, just because it's an old habit. So there we go, we have our uncropped image, and I'm going to go ahead and right click on it and go into filters, and I'm going to select chroma key, and that already looks a lot better. So I'm going to crop this up by holding the Alt key and dragging these edges. We're just going to crop the areas where the green screen doesn't cover right out of there, so we can see it a little better. Crop it up from the bottom a little bit maybe. Move it around so it looks just right. And you can see there's a little bit of green edging on my hair. And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna configure the video. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that my exposure is set so it's in a location that I like. And this is just like we did for the other piece. I can adjust these to make it easier for the green screen to pick up properly without all those strange edges and that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go into filters again. And we only have our chroma in here. We do not have our color correction, which is nice. The first thing I can do is adjust my chroma so that it looks proper, and you're going to get the best edge possible if you are lighted correct. And lighting is different for every webcam, which is why I haven't really gone into it. You kind of have to play with it. What I'm going to do is kind of desaturate myself just a little bit on the chroma in order to get that edging just right, and I can bump up my contrast just a little bit. And once I get my edging kind of right so the green is removed, I can adjust the brightness down a little bit. Then what I want to do is I want to add my color correction and click OK. And now I'm gonna add that saturation back in a little bit to make it look better, and then click close. Now you'll notice you get a little bit of kind of edging and ghosting, and that's all in the lighting. I didn't light this as well as I could. You see if I turn this light on here, it does all right, but really the lighting problem is on the other side. You see right along the edge of my neck there, you get a little bit of flashing and ghosting, and that's all lighting. That's basically because I have an overhead light that's casting a little bit of shadow on my neck, and the webcam has difficulty picking that up, whereas my DSLR generally doesn't. So if you make sure that you're properly lit, you're going to get a nice edge all the way around. It also doesn't hurt if you have a clean haircut. Mine is kind of messy, but you can see this adds that bokeh effect in the background, and it's pretty similar. The coloring obviously isn't quite as nice, but if we take these, and I'm gonna adjust it just a little bit in the filters again. We want to bump the saturation up just a touch in the chroma to get it to match a little better, but you can see it still looks kind of not as nice as we'd like it to look. And even if we bump up the sharpness, it doesn't really help. And the reason why it doesn't help that much is because we're kind of zoomed in pretty far. You can see we have the same thing here, but the difference is the field of view. So if I shrink my window down and I move it to the center, you can see that looks infinitely better. If I shrink my background background down and move that around, you can see that looks infinitely better. So this is the kind of process where adding some sort of overlay to your screen so that you don't have to blow these up too big can really be effective. But when we blow it back up to fit the screen, we obviously run into the same resolution problems. So always keep that in mind when you're doing this. Now, in case you missed the step where I added the background, all that is a static image that I took of my background. So I go and I just click the plus and I go to add image and I just add it in there, and that's all there is to it. So there you have it. The key to getting the really good shot is perfect lighting and trying not to crop the image so much that it blows it up and gives you what looks like poor resolution. And if that's what you have to do, which is what I have to do in my particular case, the easiest way to overcome that is just to use an overlay where your image is not taking up the full part of the screen. And this can be particularly effective if you're doing gaming, or if you just split the screen and maybe run the chat on one side or something like that. And if you do something like that, people would really have a difficult time figuring out that you're using a webcam with a green screen on top of your regular background. It works really nicely. So it's not perfect by any means, but if you take the time to light it properly and dial in the settings, you're gonna be amazed at how good your webcam will look. If you wanna learn about 5 advanced features in OBS that you should definitely be using, you should check this video out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Fire Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.